Hello, everyone. My name is Carlos Ranchetti, and we're back with another episode of the Student World Prime Choices. So, let me be the first one to welcome you all here today on this beautiful Wednesday. We have already 40 people joining us here today. I love that. So, please don't forget to send where you're watching us from. We love to see that. We always enjoy seeing the diversity of places in the world that we have our audience, our community. So please put the country you're in, and also what time is it for you right now? Here, where I am, is 7 p.m. here in Central Europe. Yeah, we have Luciana joining us from Bolivia. Hello, Luciana. Hola. Cap Augusto from Argentina. Cool, mate. Welcome. Who else? Kariri. Not sure from where. Maha. I think Maha was here with us yesterday, right, Maha? So thanks for joining us back. Guys, if it's not, Trissy from Ghana. Brazil, Ana Chiara. So nice to see many of you joining us here today, guys. Just one quick thing: if you have watched us before, and if you're noticing that we're going live in a different time today, is because from now on, this is going to be our official time for our lives. So 5 p.m. UTC. This, which basically is right now where you are in the world. So you can consider that for now on, every Wednesday at this exact same time, we'll be hosting our Prime Choices. If you don't know what Prime Choices is, Prime Choices is the Student World's live program that is focused on showing you different options and comparing them so you can pick your best, your best choice. We always like saying here at the Student World that when it comes to study abroad, there's no such thing as one institution fits all, right? It's almost like a matching thing. So according to your interests, to your preferences, this institution may be best for you, but for someone else, it might not be the case. So the idea here today is for us to present you 3 different universities and explore more about them, show more information about their programs, their faculties, their campuses, and all, and let you decide what's best for you and which one really catches your attention, right? So we hope that you enjoy. I always say that we love when you guys send your comments to us. So here, put it in the chat, your comments, your questions. Again, let me be your voice. We're going to be here with these 3 amazing guests, 3 amazing universities. And I would love to vocal every question that you have. And you can be as personalized as you want. So you can tell us, share with us what's your story, what's your situation, what are your plans, which information do you're looking for exactly. And I would love to address those questions to our guests. And also, don't forget to like this video and also subscribe here on our channel, because every Wednesday we're back here with a different episode of the Prime Choices, and we'd love to have you on board. All right, so let me welcome more people here. We have Sara from Argentina, Agberto Santos, not sure from where, Hasnain, Islamabad, Pakistan, cool. Alejandra from Colombia, Agberto from Brazil. Cool, guys. All right, then. So without Hannah is back here. Hannah, really nice to have you here, mate. You're gonna win the prize for the most loyal user we have here at the Student World. You're always here. We hope that we are helping you. Talia, I think that's Panama. That flags represent Panama. Hopefully I got that right. Mohammed from Egypt. Super cool, guys. All right, then. So on today's Prime Choices, we're inviting 3 universities. The University of Sydney in Australia, University of Glasgow in Scotland, and University of Manchester in England. So during the program, we're going to be debating different topics. They're going to be talking about their institutions. So what I would like to ask you is, use the hashtag, either hashtag England or Manchester, hashtag Glasgow, hashtag Sydney, to put which universities you're finding more attractive. You're thinking that, maybe that one is the one for me. So do that. We will love to see. And at the end, let's see who got the most amount of likes here. All right. Okie dokie. So, guys, to start here today, I'm gonna invite our first guest, which is University of Glasgow. For those of you that are not familiar, Glasgow is the one of the two largest cities in Scotland, and the University of Glasgow is among the top 100 best universities in the whole world. They have students from over 140 different countries. So it's a really, really nice university, and I have the pleasure to welcome them here. So let me welcome first University of Glasgow, please, to the stage. Hi, Kyle. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Doing well, thanks. Doing well. Yeah.
Cool. Kyle, where are you talking from? Are you in Glasgow now?
I am in Glasgow, and the sun is shining. I know a lot of people think that it rains a lot, and today the sun is actually shining. The sun's just come out in Glasgow. So yeah, I'm coming from Glasgow today.
Cool. Kyle, why don't we start first introducing a little bit about yourself, like what you do for the university, and then if you can, to present who is University of Glasgow in a minute.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm Kyle. I am the Senior International Officer, and I have a main focus on the Middle East and a little bit on Latin America as well for the university. But we have a huge team at the university looking after our international students. So there's someone in our team to help you no matter where you're coming from. At the University of Glasgow itself, we are a world top 100 university, as Carlos said, and we are an ancient university, so founded in 1451. We've been doing what we do for a pretty long time, and if you come and visit us on campus or you see our buildings, we really do have the air of an ancient university. Some of Harry Potter was filmed on our campus, so if you're looking for Hogwarts, Glasgow could be your bet. In terms of the city of Glasgow, we are the second largest city in Scotland. Scotland is a beautiful, beautiful country to explore and adventure in, and Glasgow is an excellent base for you if you're looking for a city to come and explore a beautiful country from. We have 700 different undergraduate degrees, and a lot of them are actually flexible, so you can study a range of different subjects over your first 2 years before actually deciding what you want to get your degree on. And then we've got 300 master's programs as well. So we're a large university, 30,000 students with from 140 different countries. And I'll jump over and let you play the video, and then we can answer the questions that we've got later on. There you go.
Yeah, cool. And the interesting, so far we got lots of votes for Manchester and for Sydney, but I'm sure that some of them will change their mind once they get to know the University of Glasgow. But I have to play Switzerland here today, so I need to be impartial. So don't worry, guys. But now, as Kyle says, folks, let's take a look at the video we have prepared for you to present University of Glasgow. Yeah, we had some technology issues here. The video didn't play quite well. Apologies for that. But I'm gonna ask the team to share the link for the video so you guys can watch after the live today. All right. But the buildings does look like the Hogwarts indeed, Kyle.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, all right, guys. So, see, we're starting to get some votes for Glasgow, which is pretty cool. All right, now it's time to introduce our next guest, which is University of Sydney in Australia. University of Sydney is ranked the number 52 in the world, so also another school among the top 100 in the world, and is actually the number one in Australia for employability. Yes. So now let's welcome to the stage University of Sydney. Hi, Paulina. Hi, how are you?
Hello, everyone. Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so glad to be here with all of you guys.
Cool. So, Paulina, as I asked Kyle, can you quickly, briefly, introduce yourself? What do you do for the University of Sydney? And you have 1 minute to give a first overview of who University of Sydney is.
Okay. Well, my name is Paulina Dominguez. I am the International Recruitment Officer focused on Latin America, but I do support other regions as well. And well, we are the University of Sydney, and we are founded in the 1850s. We offer the widest range of academic programs of any university in Australia. Students can choose from over 450 academic programs that we offer across our 9 faculties and schools. We're also constantly among the best 50 universities in the world. This year we rank 38, and we are known internationally as leaders in education, research, student experience and graduate employability as well. As Carl just mentioned, we are first in Australia and 4th in the world for graduate employability. We are also part of the GOA universities, which are Australia's leading research-intensive universities. Well, in terms of our student community, we welcome students from over 130 different countries each year. Students will join a community of 7,000 students, including 30,000 international students, and well, a community of over 380,000 global alumni. So that's what we are.
Cool, very nice. All right, guys, so let's give it another try. Let's now take a look at the video from University of Sydney. Very well, nice. And now, last but not least, we have the University of Manchester, which is also among the top 100 in the world and is located in the beautiful city of Manchester. So let's welcome University of Manchester to the stage. Hi there, Christopher. Good to have you here. How are you doing today?
Hi, Carlos. Yeah, very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. Are you nervous with for the match, the Euro Cup later today?
Always, yes. I think everybody in England is nervous for the match. Yeah.
All right then. Okay, so Christopher, you're representing here University of Manchester. So can you tell us a little bit about what you do for the university, and also a brief overview of University of Manchester?
Yeah, of course I can. So, hi everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you, by the way, for all of your Manchester hashtags at the beginning. It's really nice to see that going off in the chat. So my name is Chris. I'm an international officer at the University of Manchester. I'm part of a big team of international officers who look after international students as they make their decisions about where to study. I can advise on all kinds of different things, course choices. I help students at every stage of the application journey. We each look after different places. I look after lots of different places. So I work with students from Latin America, from South Asia as well. So I've worked with students from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and also from East Asia. So specifically for me, that's Taiwan. But there's a whole team of us, and wherever you come from, there's somebody to help you. So the University of Manchester, as Carlos mentioned, is one of the top 100, top 50, in fact, universities in the world. We're number 27 in the world right now, ranked as number 6 in the UK as well. So up there in the top 10 of UK institutions. We're a big student body. We've got 40,000 students. Around 25% of those are international, so they're from outside of the UK. And those students come from over 160 different countries. So you'll be joining a big, mixed, diverse student body with students from all over the world, from Latin America, from South Asia, from the Middle East, from the US, from East Asia, all over the place. It's a really, really vibrant, really diverse environment to study in. In terms of what we offer, we're across 3 big faculties. So we offer all of the kind of big, traditionally academic subjects across humanities, science and engineering, and biology, medicine, and health. And yeah, looking forward to taking all of your questions.
Excellent. All right, guys. So let's take a look now at the video from University of Manchester.
It's time to stellify. Be the focus, be the vision, be the brightest, the universe, be the future, be driven. There's 500,000 alumni in 190 countries across the globe, over 25 Nobel laureates. This is our genetic code. There's stardust in your DNA. You are a meteorite. You are the pen tempting words. You're the lens sensing light. Be 10,000 degrees. Be light years, travel in time. Be the star of the universe and shine, shine, shine. Be the star you are searching for. Illuminate the night. Be the success that you wish for, and be quicker, be faster, be bright. And as the future dawns, you'll get brighter by the day. It's time to let the sun shine through you, star. Light the way. Make all the difference in every single thing you do. Stellify. It means to turn into a star, and the star that turns, it's you.
Oh, wow, Christopher. I feel empowered already. Nice one. Okie dokie, guys. So to present, just to let you know, so basically for the next 40 minutes approximately, we have separated 10 different topics that we're going to be exploring, right? So each of our guests here today, they will pick a number, and the number will be associated to a different topic, and they will be able to present to talk about that topic. On always the idea is why my university based on that topic, right? And again, please, as we go through the topics, make sure that you write down all your questions there so we can bring them up. Again, I want to be your voice here today. It's not always that we have three amazing universities as these top 100 in the world that are available live to answer directly to you. So make sure you put your questions there, and let's start. So maybe we can go ladies first and start with the other side of the world, because Paulina, you probably had to wake up super early today to be here. What time is it right now in Sydney?
Right now it's 3:21 in the morning. So
Okay.
yes.
So I think University of Sydney deserves 1 point already just based on that. So, but anyway,
So.
yeah, Paulina, please select a number from 1 to 10.
Okay, so let's go with 4.
Number 4. Which topic is number 4? Oh my God, it's almost like it's meant to be. It's number 4 is post-studies employment rate. So what can you share about University of Sydney? How University of Sydney helps students with their entering the job market after their studies are done?
Well, we actually have countless opportunities for the students. As I just mentioned before, we are ranked first in Australia and fourth in the world for graduate employability. And actually, no matter what the students choose to study, students will always have opportunities and support to undertake internships and work placements with industry leaders to ensure they graduate ready for work. This is a priority for the University of Sydney, and it is one of the reasons we have those rankings that I just mentioned. To explain a bit more, this ranking is just based in employer reputation, alumni outcomes, and partnerships with employers per faculty, employer-student connections, and the graduate employability rate. We also have a number of programs to give students real work experience while they study, as it is our career advice and development center, and where students can get involved from their first year of study. So there are countless opportunities for them to gain this work experience while they are studying.
Cool. And over to you now, Kyle. What is the employability? Where are the alumni from University of Glasgow, especially the international students? Also, let me add some questions there. Can students remain in Scotland to have a work experience after their graduation? And how does the university helps or support the student careers?
Yeah, so I'll take your last question first, Carlos. Our Career Centre is there helping students from the point that they arrive in Glasgow to help them work while they're studying, but then also look at their career progressions afterwards. We have about 97% of our students are in full-time work or further study once they've graduated with us. You can study. You can stay in Scotland and the UK after you finished your studies with us. If you've completed a master's degree, you can have 2 years in the UK once you've finished your studies. And our alumni are spread across the world. I think there's barely a country in the world that our alumni don't span. And we do as much as we can to pull our alumni in to speak to our students. And our Career Centre set up events with national and international businesses across the spectrum of all our degree subjects, making sure that you've got contact with industry in every single part of our university through the sciences and engineering, but also in the arts and the social sciences as well.
Cool. Now let's take a train and go down a little bit in the UK to Manchester. Christopher, what is the support that University of Manchester does for its students, for instance, international students? And again, where are the alumni?
Oh, our alumni are absolutely everywhere. I think you heard in the video that there's 500,000 Manchester alumni spread out around across the world. So, I mean, I've traveled obviously pandemic. I traveled, to lots of different places, met alumni in lots of different countries, from Oman to Peru to Taiwan. So they're absolutely everywhere. Which is amazing to see. Manchester, much like Glasgow, has a careers service which is accessible to students from the moment they register with us. It's located at the centre of our campus. They offer all kinds of services. They organise careers fairs where employers will come into the university and you can meet them face to face and talk about the types of opportunities that are available. They can help you put together your CV, your resume. They can practice job interview technique with you. So anything really that you need to kind of be able to thrive in the UK job market and the job market around the world is offered by the career service.
Yeah, this is something that it's not a coincidence that we picked this topic. This is something that the students really take into account. Again, the education is in some cases is a way to get somewhere with your career, and many of them do use this as a way to compare where to go when choosing the university. Very well. All right, so let's move on now. Kyle, which number do you pick? Can't be number 4.
Okay, number 6.
Number 6, application process. The idea here is to tell a little bit about how is the application process for both undergrad and postgrad students, and also the opportunity to give tips. Any tips that you may have that can help students. We always like to get information that people cannot find on websites or the more informal and cool things. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so ourselves at Glasgow, much like Chris in Manchester, we'll be on UCAS, which is the UK's application system for universities and colleges. As part of UCAS, if you're applying, this is for undergraduate. If you're applying for our undergraduate courses, there's 3 things that we're looking for. We're looking for your grades first and foremost, and your grades are really the thing that will get you through the door at Glasgow. We're also looking at your personal statement. This is really, really important for you to tell us a bit about yourself and why you're interested specifically in the subject that you've applied to, and then a reference from a teacher or a counsellor. And they're the 3 elements of our undergraduate application process. And then our postgraduate process, if you go online and you find a program that you like on the Glasgow website, you scroll right to the bottom and you can apply straight from our website for our postgraduate. The things that we're looking for from a postgraduate application are often, yet again, the grades that you got from your bachelor's degree. Often there is a statement of interest, so why you're interested in the program that you're applying to, and then often, yet again, a reference. But there can also be things like writing examples or proof of study from before as well. The other thing that we often look for is English language proficiency. So we'll be looking for you to sit, if you've not sat A-levels or International Baccalaureate, and we'll often be looking for you to have sat an IELTS or a TOEFL or an English proficiency test as well. In terms of hints and tips for Glasgow, if we are looking specifically for some of our most competitive programs, the personal statement really does come into play. So if you're applying for programs like medicine or dentistry, veterinary, law at Glasgow, we really want to know why you'd be good in that profession, what you've done in the past that relates to that profession, and what you want to take your degree, where you want to go with it. So really the personal statement, and it's a really good tip for any university you're applying to, really is make sure it's as specific to the subject that you're applying to as it possibly can be. But that's from Glasgow. I think Manchester may be relatively similar. I'm not sure.
We're about to find out. But before that, it just Augustus is asking here. Yes, we will share the contact information for all 3 of them more close to the end. So stay tuned there. Again, guys, this is an opportunity for you to send your questions about the application process as well, or any other topics that we have already covered. Some of you asking things about the prices as well. It's one of the topics. We're going to cover that as well. And yeah, so please feel free to send your questions. But now moving on, how different from that is for Manchester?
Not very, to be honest. So for undergraduate applications, we use exactly the same system that was just outlined for Glasgow. So it's the UCAS system, requires all of the same things for Manchester, your grades, personal statement, and some references. And for postgraduate applications, exactly the same. We take applications through our website, which is manchester.ac.uk, and we look for exactly the same elements. So you'll find that with pretty much every institution in the UK that it's the same, which makes it nice and easy if you're thinking about applying to the UK, which is great. In terms of a little hint or a tip, I would say with your personal statement or your SOP, statement of purpose, depending on where in the world you're coming from, remember that it is just that. It's a personal statement. It's about you, and we're trying to get a picture of you as a well-rounded student. So don't stress too much for most courses about relevant work experience. For example, we're looking to understand how you have been a good student in your previous study and how your previous study has given you the skills to do well on your course. So keep it personal and paint a kind of accurate picture of you as a student, and that will do everything that you need it to do.
Very well. And now moving on to you, Paulina, to talk about the application process in Sydney. But I actually want to give you the opportunity just very briefly to answer one question that came up specifically to you from Shresankar, I think, is asking if the border is open for international students. So if you can just add that to the explanation about the application process, would be great.
Okay, I was actually waiting for that question. I was surprised it didn't come earlier. No, the simple question is no. The borders are currently closed for international students and tourists. We have submitted already the state of New South Wales proposal to the federal government. It's not fully approved yet, but we hope that we will have that approval soon. So that's with all the purpose to start bringing international students into the country as early as this year. So we'll hope that get approved soon, and we can see you guys very soon here on campus in Sydney.
Cool. All right. So yeah.
Sorry?
No. And then about the application process.
Yeah, talking about the application process, not different from our universities, to be honest. The application process is really, really, really easy. Everything is through our website. Right straight from the course page, there is this apply button. So students click that button and they are going to be redirected to our student portal. And well, the first step is practically choose your course at our website. Then you guys need to understand what's the admissions criteria. For undergraduate programs and postgraduate as well, we are looking at the minimum grade point average in your previous degree. Relevant professional experience is not always required, but for some programs such as the MBA or Master of Management or something like that, we probably will ask for some professional experience. It is always good for you to attach as well your CV just as a supporting document, because the entry into the University of Sydney is based on academic merit mainly. Then we'll also look at the English language proficiency requirements. We accept TOEFL, IBT, and PBT, IELTS Academic, PTE, and Cambridge Advanced as well. Then the next step for you guys is to gather all the required documents, apply online, review your fees, and then just respond to your offer and enroll. For undergraduate programs, for some countries in Latin America, mainly, for example, students will need to submit their high school diploma, and they also need to sit for either SAT or ACT plus English language proficiency requirement as well. Happy to answer more questions about that, because I know sometimes a little bit confusing. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, cool. All right then. So to finish this first round, over to you, Christopher. Which number do you pick?
Let's pick number 1.
Number 1, very important topic: affordability, cost, prices, and financial age. So for those students that are watching us right now, in considering University of Manchester, what is the average tuition cost for international students? And are there any financial aids that available for international students?
Yeah, great question, and I'm sure that loads of people are thinking about this. So at Manchester, we have a couple of different tuition fee bands for different types of courses. So humanities courses, that's things like business, history, languages, that kind of thing, usually are about £18,000 per year. I think 18,500 roughly. They can be slightly more or slightly less depending on the course. And then for science and engineering related degrees, where you need extra facilities like workshops and laboratories and things like that, those are usually more around £25,000 roughly. So those are the two main fee bands. Each course has its own cost though, so do check the website. I mentioned it before, it's manchester.ac.uk. It's on my banner behind me as well. So all the details are there. In terms of financial support, there are some scholarships available from the university. So, for example, our business school has lots of different scholarships for undergraduate and postgraduate students. Our scholarships tend to be partial scholarships, and they're merit-based. So you would need to get really high grades in your previous study, so high GPA or high school grades, and they would cover some of your living costs, rather than kind of like a full tuition fee scholarship. But it varies depending on the department that you're applying for. So always check the website to see what's available.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm also going to ask our team here to put the Manchester website on the chat for people to take a look after the live as well. Now, how about in Glasgow? What are we looking at in terms of tuition costs?
Yeah, so we are very similar in the way that we band our programs. So our undergraduate programs for the arts and social sciences are somewhere around £19,000 to £20,000 per year. And in Scotland, it is a 4-year course, but that's because we offer a level of flexibility in our courses as well. So you can study a range of different programs. For science, engineering, science, engineering, life sciences, those kind of programs, it's about £23,000. And then we do have our professional courses, which can be slightly more as well. So we're also kind of got a banded structure. Similar to Manchester as well, we also offer a range of merit-based scholarships. These for our undergraduate students usually take a discount of about £7,000 per year off the cost of your study. If you're looking at master's study, we've also got scholarships that are based on academic merit, and there's no application to them. Whether it's undergraduate or postgrad, you'll be automatically assessed for your scholarship if you meet our academic criteria. In terms of affordability as well, Glasgow is an incredibly affordable city to live in. When it comes to cost of living, we are the 4th most affordable student city to live in the UK. Apparently, according to research that was done last year, and we are definitely cheaper to live in than the likes of London and some of the other university cities in Scotland as well. So it's worth taking cost of living into account as well as the tuition fees too. But yeah, that's Glasgow's affordability, I think.
Yeah, nice. Now over to Sydney, Australia.
Yeah, thank you. So I think I will speak first a little bit about affordability and cost of living. So for international students, the Department of Home Affairs have set out financial evidence students must demonstrate. As a single student, they must be able to show they have the financial capacity to cover living costs of at least 21,000 Australian dollars per year. Using this amount as a guide, a single student living away from home will require at least 1,700 per month for accommodation, food, utilities, and entertainment. Well, the actual cost will actually depend on the students' lifestyle choices and needs. For example, when I was an international student here in Sydney, I remember I was spending about 1,400 Australian dollars per month. But of course, as I just mentioned, that will depend on the students' lifestyle choices and needs. As for the tuition fee, to be honest, I think each course has its own tuition fee. It's just going to be a little bit different for every program. But in general, our programs are usually between 40,000 and 50,000, 50-ish thousand Australian dollars a year. The most expensive program you will find at the University of Sydney is the Doctor of Medicine, which is about $80,000 a year.
All right, very well. Guys, you can also suggest topics that you want us to approach, and to this specific, if you want to know anything, if you want to ask a question specifically to Kyle, Christopher, or Paulina, you can also put it on the chat as well, and I will address the question to the specific person. All right, then. So let's start now the second round. We're playing 3 rounds here, so let's go with the second round. Now over to you, Kyle.
Number 2.
Number 2. What is number 2? Quality of education, reputation, and so on. This is something that the students, they take a lot into account when looking for, especially in some particular regions. The rankings are very important, but also like having the certainty that that university is very qualified, that the quality of the staff, the professors, and all that. So the question is over to you, Kyle. What can you tell us about, or what can you tell the students about the quality of education from Glasgow?
Yeah, so I said in my introduction that we are an ancient university. So we are the 4th oldest university in the English-speaking world. So we've been doing what we do for a very, very long time. So you'd be following in the footsteps of thousands of people, and our education is incredibly strong at Glasgow. We are currently the Times Higher Education's University of the Year, and as was mentioned before, we are currently in the World Top 100. We're in the QS, we're 73rd in the QS rankings now too. And in terms of the kind of academic flair of the university, we are a Russell Group institution. So we are a research intensive institution. The Russell Group, for those who don't know, is a group of UK universities, and it's the only equivalent really that we can think of in the world is kind of the Ivy League. It's the UK's Ivy League, really. And it's just because we are so research intensive, and it means that often the academics who have written your textbooks are some of the people standing in front of you teaching you. So the caliber of our education at Glasgow is incredibly strong, and that's across the board. Our institutional rankings are excellent, but I also often tell students to make sure that they look at subject rankings as well. So go down and have a look, and we have a range of subjects that are number 1 in the UK, and a whole host that are within the top 10 as well. So that's Glasgow's prestige for you there.
All right, I think we can put a check there then. Okay, so over to you, Paulina, this time. Tell us a little bit more about the quality of education of Sydney.
Well, we're known for being leaders in education. Our quality of education, I guess, is excellent. And as I just mentioned at the beginning of the session, our rankings, I think, just speaks by themselves. Well, we are 3rd in Australia and 38 in the world for the 22 university rankings, the QS rankings. We are 2nd in Times Higher Education and impact rankings as well. And another good thing is that we are also on our subject rankings. We are ranked in the world's top 50 university for more than 35 subjects. For example, we are number 1 in architecture and built environment, and arts and humanities as well, clinical medicine, and English language and literature as well, geography, history. So I think all these 35 rankings and plus have just speaks of the good quality of our university. And yeah, it's just like we know that some students know the University of Sydney just for being leaders in education. For example, our Master of Business Administration and Global Executive MBA, those both have been ranked #1 in Australia. We are also ranked first in Australia for the Master of Management, the QS World University rankings. And the Financial Times has ranked the University of Sydney #1 in Australia for the last 8 years running, from 2013 to 2020, in the Global Masters in Management rankings. So I think this all rankings speaks for themselves to the quality of education that we offer here at the University of Sydney.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let me add a question to you, Christopher, because we just got a question here from Augusto as well, which is a question from many, because many of our audience here, either they're located in Europe or they have a dual citizenship. I'm from Brazil. I have an Italian citizenship, so that is a question that fits lots of our audience here. With Brexit. Now European students, they qualify as international students for prices and for everything. So if you can approach that as well, and also approach the quality of education from Manchester.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really good question. So in terms of fees and student visas and all of that kind of thing, as you mentioned, Carlos, unfortunately our European students are now classed as international. So you'd have to follow all of the same rules. The fees are the same. The visa stuff is all of the same as well. I guess the advantage is possibly that in some parts of Europe, the education system is much more similar to the UK than it is for students coming from further afield, from East Asia, for example, and from Latin America. So you might be more familiar with the methods of teaching, and often we can accept high school qualifications from those countries for direct entry as well, where we might not be able to from other countries. So there are a couple of advantages, but yeah, European students are now international students, being that we've left the EU. And on the second question about Manchester's kind of prestige and rankings, you know, we're ranked the 27th best university in the world by QS. So we are, you know, in the top 30. We're #6 in the UK, which puts us up there, you know, in the top 10 with the London-based institutions that you might sort of be very well familiar with. Manchester's right up there with them. Generally speaking, Manchester is a really exciting environment to study in, with a long history of innovation and world firsts. So things like the world's first programmable computer was invented at the University of Manchester. The research that went into the splitting of the atom for the first time was done by Ernest Rutherford in the very building that I usually work in, actually. So there's a little blue plaque to that outside of my office, which is amazing. And throughout our history, we've produced 25 Nobel Prize winners. 2 of those still work at the university. One of them is this guy, Kostya Novoselov, who is one of the 2 scientists who isolated the new supermaterial graphene for the first time. So he still works at the university. And if you're interested in graphene and studying in the chemical engineering department, there's a very real kind of possibility that you might rub shoulders with an actual Nobel Prize winner. So like Glasgow, you know, we're a founding member of the Russell Group. We're a research intensive institution, and that means that your classes will be taught by leaders in the field, like Kostya and people like him in other fields.
Learning from the best. Very well. All right, guys, as we approach the half of this this live here, why don't you now is a good time to put the hashtags again, as you put it at the beginning. We got lots of Manchesters at the beginning. Let's see how we are right now, how we're doing for Glasgow and Sydney. But very well. Who is the next one to pick? I don't remember. Kyle, you picked the last one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Christopher, over to you now.
Okay, let's go for number 9.
Number 9, student life. Student life, guys. It's about like not only like well, let's face it, it's about the cool stuff, right? So what is the student life, right, like for students that will be studying in your university and living there in your beautiful cities? So we'll start this one in the sunshine part of the world. So why don't we go ahead over to you, Paulina, in Sydney? What's the student life like for students there?
Well, we always say that university life isn't just about the classes. Social, sports, and recreation aspects are important as well. That is why we have over 200 clubs and societies to choose from. Students can meet friends for life, try something new, and even join a club of something they are passionate about. Some of our social clubs are in creative arts and performance, sports and outdoor recreation, humanitarian and community aid, among others. And some of our academic and professional clubs are for professional development, networking, and internships and volunteering as well. So as you can see, there are plenty of opportunities for students to get involved in everything our campus has to offer. Our campus is like a small village. We have services and support the students' needs, such as banks. We have 7 libraries, aquatic centers, post office, pharmacy, a medical center, restaurants, a bar. We have our own accommodation as well, and well, much more for our students. This will also be a great place for students to practice their favorite sport.
Very well. Okay, Kyle, over to you then. Time to excite people. What's their student lives going to be like during their time in Glasgow?
Yeah, so student life in Glasgow is great. Glasgow is a great city to live in anyway. We are a UNESCO city of music, so if music's your thing, then Glasgow certainly is where to go. Glasgow, the university ourselves, we're based in the west end of the city, which is kind of a cool, hip, thriving area of the city, and it's incredibly green and lush. A lot of people think of Glasgow as quite an industrial city. Our university is based in the nice, green, luscious part of the city with loads of cool bars and restaurants and little independent shops. In terms of on campus, we have around 200 different clubs and societies. And they range from everything from charities and academic societies through to things like the Biscuit Society was recently launched at the University of Glasgow. We've got a Harry Potter Society because it wouldn't make any sense for Glasgow not to have one with it looking like Hogwarts. We've also got our sports centre, which is right bang smack in the centre of our campus, and it's got a 3-story gym. It's got a 25-metre pool. So if sports your thing, you can join our clubs at a social level or at a competitive level and play the other universities across Scotland and across the UK as well. In terms of student life, you are really joining an international community at Glasgow with 140 different countries being represented across the campus, and also you get an opportunity to meet them really early on in your time when you come and join us as a student through the student orientation program that we have as well. So you're joining an international community, and you can tell that through the accents and the languages that you hear across campus, and you should hopefully end up with some decent holiday destinations for the rest of your life as well if you come and study at Glasgow too. But yeah, that's student life is great at Glasgow. It really is.
Oh, guys! By the way, we have someone watching us here, which is John. John is part of the student world here. He's also everybody here knows John. John, we want you to pick your favorite one between these three. So please put it here on the chat. Which one do you pick? All right. Yes, I'm putting you in this hard situation. Okay, then over to you, Christopher. Student life in Manchester. By the way, I was studying in Manchester last year myself at a school called Hyper Island. Not sure if you're familiar with. It was in the northern quarter, I think. But anyway, yeah, over to you.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, I'll talk a little bit about the Northern Quarter in a second. But yeah, Manchester is a really kind of exciting, vibrant place to study. I mentioned about how sort of mixed and diverse it is earlier. There's loads going on in Manchester. Kyle mentioned music earlier. If you're interested in particularly indie music from the UK from the kind of 80s and 90s, loads of those really famous musicians came up from Manchester, bands like Oasis, the Stone Roses, the Smiths, and that kind of culture of independent music and art still exists now. There's a whole ecosystem of small music venues in and around the city, in areas like the Northern Quarter that Carlos mentioned. So the Northern Quarter is like the kind of, I guess, like the arty quarter of Manchester, where there's loads of independent music venues, food, clothes retailers, all kinds of different things going on. So there's a real sort of independent subculture there. Obviously, there's a huge shopping district as well as there is in most UK cities. So it's a really exciting place. In terms of sport as well, Manchester has a kind of really important place at the heart of UK culture. We have two big football teams, obviously, that call our city their home. I live right next to one of their stadiums. Actually, Old Trafford is just over that way. They're both within easy reach of the campus. You can get student discount on games sometimes. And within the university, we've got sports facilities as well. So we've got football clubs, tennis clubs, basketball clubs that play at all different levels. So it's a really, really exciting place to study. Our Students' Union is one of the biggest in the UK. So we've got over 400 student societies, I think, now, covering all kinds of niche interests like skydiving, if you're a much braver person than me, baking society, societies for all different countries. There's an international society. So that's a really great way to kind of plug into that subculture and get to know loads of new friends from all over the world.
Yeah, I saw Paulina's face reaction because she saw the comment from John here. I'll put it on the screen, guys.
Thumbs up, John.
Yeah, I guess that was a bit unfair. He was a bit biased because he is from Sydney, indeed. So that is okay. But Christopher, how are you feeling about the game? It's starting soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good. The mood in England is one of excitement right now. So we'll see how it feels later on. But yeah, everybody everywhere, all they're talking about is the game. So it's an electric atmosphere in England right now.
But for those of you that are feeling a bit lost, today is the Euro Cup semi-finals. Yesterday, Italy beat Spain. And now today we have England versus Denmark. And as Kyle has just come from the shop, he bought like the whole, jersey from Denmark for his whole family. Is that correct, Kyle? It would be.
No, we'll be very happy if England wins. They'll be fine.
Okay, fair enough. All right, guys. Then moving on, Paulina, pick a number now.
Well, let's go with 10.
10, alumni network. Guys, this is a very interesting topic because one of the best things that you will take back with you after your experience abroad is your contacts, your alumni network, right? The people that you will get to know at your classrooms, the people you will get to know at the different student groups and so on. And these are the people that will open doors for you in your career, right? So this is a chance to ask about how engaging the alumni network is from your institutions, and what is the role played by the institution, by the university, to make sure that the students can really benefit from the alumni network. So we'll start that one with you, Paulina.
Yeah, okay. So we have a community, a big community of our alumni of over 380,000 global alumni. We love staying in touch with our alumni all over the world and helping them to connect with both the university and old friends through our global network of alumni groups. There are more than 30 alumni associations. This is, well, I think a great opportunity for our alumni to make professional connections, meet new people, and just, engage with current students.
Very well. Over to you, Kyle.
Yeah, so we have tons of alumni spread right across the world. I was going to put a number on it, but I don't actually think we can. Like they are everywhere. And we also have alumni clubs spread right across the globe as well. So we have 3 in South America. We've got them spread right across Europe, North America, and into Asia as well. And the alumni, we really do tap on the our alumni to come and help our students with connections to industry, and we really do use our alumni when we're in country, and when the pandemic ends, hopefully soon. If we can, when we come and speak to you in the countries that you're in, we'll hopefully be able to bring some alumni to you so that you can hear straight from a student how good a time they had at Glasgow as well. But yeah, alumni are really important to us, both in terms of making sure that they can offer advice to our students who are currently studying with us, but also making sure that you feel connected to Glasgow once you're finished as well.
Very well. Now over to you, Christopher.
Yeah, sure. So, you know, like Glasgow and Sydney, we've got lots and lots of alumni spread across the world. 500,000 alumni spread over loads and loads of different countries. And like Kyle was saying, we do the same thing. So when I come to visit students in your country, I'll usually do my best to bring an alumnus or some alumni with me so that you can hear from them what the experience has been like at Manchester, hear from somebody who's from your country what it's like to live and study in Manchester. I do quite a lot of work with alumni on the webinars and things that we've been putting on over the past year and a half, and I'm constantly floored by the amazing things that they've done during their time at Manchester. So like for me, I studied politics and Spanish, very straightforward. I studied and I graduated and I got this job. I met an alumna from Mexico called Aranza the other day. She was doing the most incredible research into using graphene that this guy discovered to desalinate water, so to take the salt out of water and make it into drinking water. And she was going to take that back to her home in Mexico City to use that to kind of tackle the problems with water that they experience in some parts of Mexico. So that's just one example of the kind of incredible things that people do during their time at Manchester. Much more incredible, in fact, than what I did when I was a student. So I would say do get to know the people around you, because it's more than likely you'll unearth somebody who's studying something insane and amazing, and it's going to go on to change the world. That's probably true whichever university you're at, but particularly I've been floored by Manchester alumni.
Nice. Okay, guys. So I think Christopher, is over to you now to pick the last number for this second round. So we have number 3, 5, 7, or 8.
Let's go with 7.
7. What is number 7? Number 7 is my city, my country. It is about the destination, right? We always tell people here at the student world that studying abroad is a decision. It's almost like a coin. One side you have the university, the other side you have the destination, right? The culture of that country, the language spoken, the weather, everything plays a role here. And some people are more into big cities, some people are more into small towns. So now is a chance to tell a little bit about the city in which your institution is based as well. So for that, over to you. Let's talk about Manchester first.
Yeah, of course. So Manchester, is a really, it's a big city in UK terms. Depending where you're coming from, it will seem big or small, So if you're from Seoul in South Korea, for example, it might seem quite small to you. But Manchester has a big city feel. It's quite similar to London, but kind of located in a smaller space, So you can get that kind of diverse feel, that feeling that everything's on your doorstep. But you can equally walk from one side of the city to the other in about 45 minutes. Everything is within easy reach of the campus. So you can travel from our campus into the center of the city by foot. That would take you about 15 minutes. It's really well connected by buses as well. So that would take you maybe 7 or 8 minutes to travel from the center of the campus to the center of the city, where the kind of action is, I guess. In terms of weather, you mentioned weather. Manchester has a reputation for being a rainy city, and the rain is kind of part of our culture, right? We talk about the weather all of the time in the UK in general and in Manchester particularly. I will say though that Manchester is not the rainiest place in the UK. Apparently, that title goes to Birmingham. We unfairly get the title of the rainy city, but I would say, you know, bring a jacket or an umbrella if you come into Manchester. Often, I get international students saying that, in fact, they quite like the weather in Manchester. Because it's often cooler than it is where they come from, and it's a nice change. So yeah, very much a part of our culture.
Yeah, I was about to say that my experience was not that bad with the weather. And indeed, the cool thing about Manchester is it's not a super large city, so you can walk. I remember walking. I would go to like parties on weekends and so on, and walk from the northern quarter all the way back to my apartment in Trafford, Old Trafford. So it would be like a 40-minute walk sometimes. So yeah, not that bad. But now over to the beautiful Sydney.
Indeed, Sydney is a beautiful city located in the state of New South Wales. Sydney frequently ranks in the top 10 most livable cities in the world. It is Australia's largest and most dynamic city with over 170,000 international students from overseas. To be honest, I don't think I've ever been in a more multicultural city than Sydney. Every year, this amazing city becomes more and more popular among international students from everywhere around the world. I love the diversity that Sydney has to offer. I am originally from Mexico, and I came as an international student 5 years ago. And from my own experience, I can tell you that this is a great city to live in. It is safe, the quality of life is great, there is always something to do. You can find authentic and delicious food from almost everywhere, from Asian food to Mediterranean to Latin American food. Students will find that 73% of Sydneysiders are being born overseas, and 75% speak a language other than English at home. In terms of weather, I would say the weather is really good here. I really like it. We are now in winter, and as you can see, I don't have any jacket on. Winter is not too cold. Summer is not too hot. We reach a maximum of 30, 32 degrees maximum in summer. Yeah, summers are great. The students really enjoy it because there are, here in Sydney we have over 135, I think, beaches where the students can enjoy and in summer. So it is really nice city and has a lot to offer to international students.
Very well. How about Glasgow, Kyle?
Yeah, so Glasgow is I'd potentially say very similar to Manchester in many ways. And we are Scotland's largest city, and that does make it seem really quite large. But just like Manchester, we are incredibly walkable, so you can really feel at home in the city and get to know the city. The city itself, as I said, is a UNESCO City of Music, so music really is the lifeblood of Glasgow. We've got the 4th busiest arena in the world, the SEC Hydro, and we've also got excellent shopping. And if culture and music and art and history is your thing, we've got an incredible museum. The Kelvin Grove Art Gallery is literally a stone's throw from our campus. So if you're looking for culture and art, then Glasgow is definitely your bag. In terms of getting around as well, Glasgow is a really good base to have to explore Scotland. Scotland was voted the most beautiful country in the world last year, so it's pretty high stakes for Scotland. Glasgow is voted the world's friendliest city as well, so you're getting double for your job if you come and stay in Glasgow. But as a base, Glasgow is an incredible place to be because you've got the city and you've got the Green West End that I talked about, but you can be out at Loch Lomond or up in the Trossachs within about 40 minutes. So you can be out in the countryside in the beautiful landscape of Scotland within about 40 minutes from Glasgow, and the transport links are really, really strong. So you can get about by bus, by train. You can be in London by plane in about an hour and a half or 4 hours by train. And you can also be in Edinburgh really, really easily from Glasgow in about 40 minutes. So if you're looking for the Fringe, if you're looking for the large Fringe Festival, the world's largest arts festival, you can get to that and use Glasgow as a base super, super easily too. It's also worth pointing out that Glasgow has hosted loads and loads of different events. We're slowly building the number of events that have been hosted in Glasgow. So we had the European Sports Championships and the Commonwealth Games. We've got COP26, which is the world's largest climate change conference. It's coming to Glasgow in November. So all eyes are on Glasgow for lots of different things, and even more to come, I think, as well. So it is a really exciting and pretty vibrant place to study, is Glasgow too.
Very, very nice. Okay, guys, so for the last round, we are already over time a little bit, so we're going to do a bit different. We have 3 topics left. So now you're only going to be able to answer to one of them. So you for this round, you pick a number, and then only you will be able to, talk about your institution in that topic. So let's start again with this round with Paulina. So Paulina, you have number 3, 5, or 8?
Let's go with number 3.
Number 3, campus experience. So what's the campus experience like? What are the main features that you have? What makes the University of Sydney campus so cool and so nice for students?
Oof. To be honest, I think it's a little bit of everything. When I just took over this position a year and a half ago, it was right in the middle of the pandemic. So when I went to the campus, there was no students, or it was a little bit sad. And I was like, oh, this is just like no students here. And you couldn't feel that vibe. Now that we have students on campus and I'm walking around lunchtime, I'm just like, this is beautiful. So I just see students there really happy, enjoy every single space of the University of Sydney. We have our beautiful quadrangle where students and tourists as well also come, because they also say that looks a little bit as Harry Potter buildings. So you can see a lot of people around walking. We have courts for everything. We have our tennis, basketball, cricket. So you see students around playing sports. We have more than 7 libraries in our campus. The students are always enjoying that. They actually go and spend nights there just studying. Our aquatic centers, they're always full as well. So when students come to University of Sydney, they will have the full experience, everything in our main campus right in the middle of the city. So yeah, I will say, to be honest, it is a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Loved it. All right, guys. So over to you now, Kyle. Pick a number between 5 or 8.
8.
8. Let's take a look what 8 is. Oh, no? Okay. 8 is programs and faculties. So the idea here, Kyle, is to what are the main programs offer, or what you can go ahead and share like a broad view, or you can also like highlight the main faculties that are really strong at University of Glasgow. If it's really strong in like medicine or social sciences, what is the really the really strong areas of the University of Glasgow?
Yeah, so the University of Glasgow is really pretty strong across the board. We offer our courses across 3 different colleges, so arts and humanities, social sciences, that includes our business school, which is one of the leading business schools in the UK. We've got science and engineering, and then medicine, veterinary, and life science. And across our 4 colleges, we have 600 different undergraduate programs, and they fall really into 2 categories. There's our professional degrees, so they are things like medicine. We're one of 2 veterinary courses in Scotland. We've also got teaching and nursing, but then we also have our flexible degrees. And a lot of people, when they look at the UK education structure, think that they have to apply to a program and then they'll study it for 3 years and then leave with that specific program. But actually, the Scottish education system is really quite different. We offer 4-year degrees is our standard. And despite applying to a program, you actually get to chop and change a little bit in your first 2 years. If you're studying something like arts or humanities, social sciences, actually in the sciences, you can do it for certain subjects too. But you get to study up to 3 subjects in your first year and in your second, and it's only at the end of second year that you decide what you want to get your degree in. So there is a level of flexibility in the Scottish degree structure that I think this question's actually given me the chance to talk about and given me a chance to warrant. But yeah, there's a level of flexibility in the Scottish degree system. 4 years is the standard, and we've got a huge range at Glasgow, and we're pretty strong across the board, really.
Cool. All right, then. And last but not least, Christopher, you are stuck with number 5, which is multicultural experience. Lots of international students love the idea of studying with people from all over the world. So what is the multicultural experience that students can expect if they go to University of Manchester?
Yeah, so Manchester is a really multicultural city, even outside of the university. But the university itself, we have 40,000 students roughly in total, and about 13,000-ish of those are international students. They come from over 160 different countries across all continents. I've met students from Latin America, from North America, from East Asia, from Southeast Asia, from the Middle East and Africa even, and from Europe. So we have students with us from all over the world. Manchester has a couple of areas that are quite interesting in this regard. So we've got the second biggest Chinatown in the UK behind London, and it's not just kind of Chinese culture that's represented there. You've also got food from South Korea, from Japan. You've got Taiwanese bubble tea, which is a new addition, which is amazing. We also have an area of the city that's colloquially known as the Curry Mile, which is where our South Asian population is typically settled, and that's kind of like a mile-long stretch, about 10 minutes walk away from the university campus, where you can get any kind of South Asian food from all of the South Asian countries. It's populated by South Asian shops and restaurants. The food is one of the main ways that the multiculturalism manifests itself in Manchester. So I've mentioned, Chinese food, East Asian food, Southeast Asian food. There are Korean supermarkets on the campus as well. There's Latin American food. So it really is a diverse experience. And I think the food is a really great way to show that off. The UK doesn't generally have a good reputation for food, but if you're looking for food from outside the UK, Manchester, bizarrely, is a very good place to do that. So it is a very multicultural experience. It's a really great place to meet people from all over the world.
Cool. All right, guys. So now the final thing is why your university in one sentence. So who wants to? It's really hard. I should give you a little bit of time, right? So while you think about it, I'll just ask my team to put it here, the contact information for Kyle, Chris, and Paulina here. Guys, again, the idea of today, Prime Choices, was to show you 3 different amazing universities. We cover many different topics about each one of them. This is the contact information for University of Manchester, international at manchester.ac.uk. We're also going to put that on the chat as well. So if you like for those of you that use the hashtag Manchester, you can go ahead and contact Christopher under that email right after the live with further questions. And now let's put another contact. This one from Glasgow, student.recruitment@glasgow.ac.uk. So if you want to ask more, for those of you that use the hashtag Glasgow, if you want to get more information about studying at University of Glasgow, please feel free to send your message to that email. We're also going to put it on the chat. And last but not least, Paulina's email here, paulina.dominguez with Z @sydney.edu.au. All right, so all those emails are here in the get in touch in the chat. Okay, so go ahead and guys, I'll have to pick someone. We'll start this one with you, Christopher. Final statement: why University of Manchester in one sentence?
Wow, okay, one sentence. So you should think about coming to Manchester because we are a top-ranked leading research university located in one of the most vibrant and diverse cities in the UK. There's your
Done.
sentence.
Boom. Period. Very good. Can't copy, guys. Can't copy. It has to be different one another. Okay, over to you, Paulina.
Well, I'm only going to say leadership for good starts at the University of Sydney.
Very powerful. Like that one. Very, very, very good one. Okay, Kyle. We always wait for the best, don't we?
I think you should come to Glasgow. We're an ancient university doing what we've been doing for a very long time in a great city in a beautiful country. So there you go.
Very, very good, guys. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation to be here today with us in the Student World Prime Choices. We hope to see you again in any of our future episodes and other opportunities. So yeah, thank you, Kyle. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Christopher, and thanks, Paulina.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
All right, guys. Okay, then. And for all of you that stayed with us until now, I'm very happy because we got almost the same amount of people watching us, which means that you really like what you saw, guys, and you're committed. And this is very important because, as we always say, studying abroad takes a lot of effort. It's true. And a lot of things that only you can do. So you really need to put some effort on this. You really need to do some research. Make sure that you find the right place for you to go. And we hope that we can help you throughout the whole process. So thanks a lot for all of you. Sorry, that watch us, John, Matthias, Maha, Hanan, and everybody else that stayed with us until now. Don't forget to like this video if you like what you watched. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these sessions every week, every Tuesdays and Wednesdays at this exact same time. And join our community also on Instagram. We're very active there every day, or not every day, but every week we're posting news about studying abroad. We're posting about different institutions. So there are a lot of cool things happening there. We're hoping that we can be your go-to place to study abroad information, the student world. So yes, and don't forget to also share the student world with your friends and family as well. Right? Okay, guys. So yeah, thanks Regina, thanks Augusto, thanks all of you that really watched us here today. You made this a special. Okay, so I'll see you all next week, next Wednesday, 5 p.m. UTC, with another episode of the Student World Prime Choices. The Student World, whatever you want to study, we know how to get you there.